Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In this video, I'm going to try to do another system design problem, which is design a messenger. I put the title here. Well, so to tackle this problem, I still follow the 6 steps as I did before. The first thing is to clarify the problems about what is a messenger and what are we going to do, right? So this is a messenger. It's kind of like product design. So let's us ask some questions. Okay. The first one is what is the goal of this web app? Is a replica of the native app or something else? Well, it's a messenger app. So yes, I think it's for directly chatting with other people, and so I expect this to a full functional. And then, do we care about SEO and something like that? Well, it's not, right? So no SEO, so SPA will be good, do good. And then, do we need PWA? Yes, if we have time. Cool. Do we support the desktop? Well, for this case, I think it's discussable. Like for mobile, I think the native app will be used at first, right? So mobile, it's native first, I think. For desktop, well, I think it will be just enough. So we will do not mobile first this time, but desktop first. PWA, yeah, I just give a question mark here. Okay, I think desktop first. Cool. So this is the big questions about the background. So Messenger is the app that allows people to communicate, right? Send the messages and the images. So the second, let's define the MVP, right? MVP. Well, I think there should be support 1-1 and group chat, right? Cool. And another one is should be able to send messages, send text messages, and images, and some other template message. 3. If we think of the UI, left is the contact, the right one is the chat box, right? So I think we need to able to show the contact list, and then be able to fetch the history messages, right? The past messages, the chat history, and cool. And then there are specific features about the offline and the online, right? If online, you should be receive real time, right? Real time message with sound effect. If it's offline, it should be pushed, right? Pushed with notification, push notification, and when log in, show on read, right? So show on read. Cool. So that's it. So this is the basic features we are going to cover this time. Okay, so we're not going to cover some complicated like encryption. Not cover E2E. What is it? End-to-end encryption. Another one is what? Okay, I think this is too much to cover. I'll just ignore some of them. Okay. Some of the okay. This is it. And the goal of this web app, right? The non-functional goal would be, I think for chat message it should be instant, right? Yeah, that's it. A real time messaging. Yeah, so this is it. This is our goal. So how should we implement it? Okay, let's draw some big pictures. So the big picture would be, okay, let's just draw some of the UI here. This is some contact book. Okay, here should be, wait a minute. A, we have B, and this one is active. And here we have the chat box, right? This is the messages. Okay. And this is the, here should be the input. Cool. So, yeah, so how should we implement it? Well, let's first decide the API flow, the data flow, and then talk about what APIs we need, right? And there are some challenges about the client side. Okay, so this is the UI part. Okay, because we're going to support the instant real-time messaging. I think the normal HTTP method is not, HTTP protocol is not suitable for this case. We should use WebSocket, right? Okay, let's say this is the user. It will access to our server, which is load balancer, and it will then direct us to our how can I say, chat server. There will be a lot of chat servers, right? Okay, and then maybe it will go to this one, and then the protocol should be WebSocket. Okay, which WSS, and then this is the collection when user logged in, right? So okay, this is when user logged in, and okay, how can I write down? Okay, the first one, when logged in. Okay, the default. Oh shit! I changed the default to this. Okay, when logged in. When the user logged in, we should get what? We should establish the collection. Okay, so WSS collection, and the server should respond me with the unread, right? Unread the messages. So when I collect, the chat server will get to fetch the message storage. I'm not sure whether I'm getting this right. I'm not familiar with the server side. It should be something like this. Should be message storage. Unread messages. Okay, for this is now comes up with the message type, right? I'll write down the message type here. Message. It should have one from, right? From which one, who, and then to, right? And then it should be a type. And then payload, right? Like for type, it might be something. Okay. It might be text. It might be image. It might etc. Okay, so for unread message, there will be like unread, right? Okay. Okay, this like maybe this is the payload. Payload under payload there will be, I think it should be a message and data. Okay, only for other one. Oh no. This is the message for the chat message. This is not. Okay, this is not. This is the chat message. It's not the WebSocket message. The payload, yeah, something like this. This is chat message. Cool. The unread messages, and the user will get the unread messages and render, right? And it will attach the contact list also. So also it should return us the contact list when logged in. So rather than chat messages, we need to for other interactions between the client and the server side, which is the WebSocket message. And so the first one, they have the key name like what is a message, like unread, get the unread or get contact, right? And we have the payload. Cool. So now the server should return the WebSocket message with unread and contact list, and the front end we could render that, right? Return the contact list and render the unread batch here, right? So let's define the front end storage here. Front end data structure. Well, for the simplest design, we should just keep track of the data, right, by the top contact. So it will be like a state, and it should be based on what should we do? The order of the contact, right? Okay, so this is contacts. For each contact will be contact, some avatar and name or anything, and then this is the message, right? Messages. For messages is the type of the message here, okay? And this message must be grouped with the contact, and there should be unread count. This is array message, okay? So this will hold the data, contact list, and the messages, and yeah, that's it. So this is when user logged in, right? And then if user send a message to someone, let's see what happens. When you send a message, it was sent through the WebSocket, which is the message here. We add a type, which is send message. And there's a to, of course, in the payload, right? And go to the chat server. The chat server will find that user if this user is online or offline, right? So it actually needs to maintain whether the user is on it or not. So like say this is user A1, and then this user 2. It will collect to LB, and then collect to chat server 2, right? So let's say user 2 is here, and user 1 is here. Okay. So this chat server needs to know where the user 2 is, right? So if it is online, and he will send the message to the chat server, and this chat server will hold the know where the user 2 is and send it the message back, right? So we need to maintain which user is on which server, right? So we need to store it in storage, like mapping, map user and server. And the chat server go here. This one also go here. This one also check this. So yeah, it's obvious. If not, if user is not in this map, then it is offline, right? So this is online. If it's offline, it will send the message, right? Oh, this is not offline. I always send the message to storage. So the idea here is to check if online send message, right? And always send a message to the message storage. Keep a flag. The message will have a flag say read or not, read or not, right? Cool. So how we receive a message, this is send a message. Now if we receive a message, what should we do? Wait a minute. When we receive a message, we will show, as we know, we will show a sound, right? Well, we'll play a sound. It's through WebSocket. Play a sound. And group the message. Show the badge. Right? We will group the message to the context here and update our read account and update the badge here. But if the current active is our target, like so, we need to actually maintain another one. It said active contact. If it is if we are in the window with the chatting with this specific contact, it will show. So if not active, if active, we will append the message, right? Now append the message to chat box. So this is it. When we receive a message, it's something like this. So there are some other features like what we did. Okay, this is good. Okay, the template message is actually the extension to the here chat message type, right? And we get the type. We can extend as if we just if we're able to define the scheme, the interface, we could show everything. Even we could play some apps, right? Show some apps, iframe apps or iframe games. And this is done. And the fetch chat history, yeah, we forgot that. So the for messages, this actually should be able to scroll, right? So this should be like infinite scroll here. I would say this is the front end. Okay, search history. Chat history. Well, we could just implement the infinite scroll. And we need an API here. Or we could get the WebSocket message. Yeah, it's okay. If we get the WebSocket message, we need to get the message storage. Okay, so I'm not familiar with that. What's the difference is that maybe we should care more about the chat server's performance. So for the search, we could go to HTTP because the payload might be very big. Okay, so here we should use the API, so chat message, chat history. history API, right? Cool. That for that case, it's another service, right? So it's not chat server anymore. You should say it should be HTTP this is message service, and this will collect to the message storage to check the history, right? Okay, I'll say this is history service. Cool. So this is done for the scroll, and when we choose another contact, it will be cleared, and the input, yeah, the input is for sending message as we analyzed here. All right, the case here, send a message to someone. Okay, fetch history is done. Real-time message sound effect done. Offline push notification. Well, that's the case we need to do is because it's offline. When offline, it's okay. It's not a service. It should be. I think you should be doing if it is. Okay, it's another service. It's Google's GCM. Maybe it's not Fire FCM. FCM. Sorry, I don't remember the name. Okay, or APM. I don't know. Okay, so Google, Apple, push system, push service, and it will be okay push to the user. Okay, directly to the client. Notification. Okay, so for that case, when we're logged in, we should do logged in, we should collect the we should register the push notification, right? Register notification service. Yeah, that's it. When logged in, we'll do a lot of things: connection, read message, contact list, and register notification service. When offline, this is for offline. Go to Google and push the Chrome. Yeah. And the last one, should I read? Yeah, done. So now, real time. Yeah, we need to keep these all real time. So we need to set up the heartbeat, right? To keep it because the WebSocket, if 1 minute I think, no interactions within the socket, then the connection will be terminated. So we need to set up the heartbeat. Okay. Heartbeat is actually just to send a message regularly with an interval or something just from the client. Okay. To keep the WebSocket connection. And then real time. We have done the real time. Yeah, that's it actually. There's not so much things on the client side. Input, they will upload file. We could just we only thing I care about is how we can handle the message. These two messages types like robustly, right? Define the type, define the payload, and then we could just do communications as we want. The challenges part, the performance issues for this may be, yeah, there may be some bottlenecks. I think maybe. Okay, so this is the MVP, and this is the general picture. It's already a lot of general pictures here. Okay, this is not a general picture anymore. It's already a detailed design. So what's the challenges or bottlenecks? I have to say it's all about basically all should be on server side. On server side, it's about how we can handle the input, like billions of users, or how many servers do we need, right? One more thing, it's about group chat. Group chat is actually the same as one-to-one, right? If you think of it, as you're talking to a user, it's just the same actually. So for for group chat, we need to maintain a group ID here, map group ID, and then group ID will have the group will know its own users, right? So okay, I'll create another one. It should be group, this ID group, and then this is group ID and group members. And then when we're sending a message to a group ID, then we can check if the group will always be online, I think, right? And then we get the group ID, get the members, and check if members are there. But this is not performant, I think. So this is naive solution. We go to group and dispatch the messages to all the members and check if they're online or not. Right? Yeah, maybe the group chat, it's a bottleneck. It's not that performant, right? Every time like 200 people send a message, we will dispatch to get the group, get the user, check it, and send the message. It's not good. I think group chat will be create a separate socket, separate WebSocket, and then could do broadcasting. It's basically we could check downstream message. It's okay, but when we are opening the message for that, we will connect a different collection, different from this one. That will be a different model, like okay, it will be different model. User 1. This should be online. Sender. User 2. Maybe user 3. They are all collecting to the same endpoint, right? Same. This is a group chat socket, WebSocket, and then all connected to this one. And this server will just, if we receive a message from user 1, the group's chat will broadcast the message to all the other clients, right? Exclude itself and the sender. Yeah, so this is it. This is for group chat. We can improve the performance very well. And I'm not sure we're getting this right, but maybe. And the other one, there's maybe there are too many messages that we cannot handle, right? In front end, maybe too frequent messages. I met this problem before when I'm implementing actually a real-time like CMS feature, which will monitor the real-time users chatting. They will, because the user will chatting like for 1 second, there will be a many messages, right? So for client side, even the server side does some throttling. The server side, client side also needs to do throttling. Throttling the messages. WSS. It means what we do is we will put the message in a queue, right? When get message, put to the queue and process the queue with timer. So we won't just render the messages right when we get it right away. First time we put it into a queue, and then handle that with an interval, like for every 500 milliseconds, something like that. So it will help us. And then, okay, infinite scroll is already talked about, right? Chat history, infinite scroll. So we should reduce the DOM And yeah. Another one is that maybe we could do some local storage caching. No, I don't think that it's necessary. Yeah, we are pursuing the real time communication. There's no need to store that thing. Yeah, that's it. And the mobile, we don't care about mobile right now. For PWA, yeah. So that's it. So this is the messenger design. So there's not so much things about front end. Maybe we need to talk about how we communicate with the API. We've already talked about it. It's WebSocket and the several APIs. Maybe the contact list could be through the HTTP request, but this is also good. The WebSocket is also good and pretty clear, right? Yeah. Sorry about the charts and the text. So front end, yeah, state and interactions, the API needed, and the bottlenecks, right? Yeah, we've considered it. So what's the to do? And we didn't cover. Yeah, we didn't cover is a thing that I'd like to try actually. It's about the extensions. I think for messengers, there will native messengers. There will be a chat extension, and for WeChat, there's a mini program. So I think we better, if we have time, we can spend some time on this to make this messenger like a super app to support to expose these abilities to other third party providers and ask them to create those fantastic mini apps for us, right? So yeah, this is his extension. And another thing, anything else? I cannot. Yeah, I cannot. Yes, to do. I cannot think of anything more. And it's already 30 minutes, so including the interviewers' questions, I think it's just enough of time. Okay, so cool. Hope it helps. Really, I'm not sure I'm doing this in the right way, but this is the best I can do. Okay, hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.